What is good, everybody, man? Welcome back into the Bluebloods as we continue our FCS player spotlight for the 2023 season. And I'm joined by one of the best tight ends coming back to the FCS next season. My guy, DJ Stevens from Jackson State, was a top 10 rated tight end, according to Hero Sports last week, is going to be a preseason all SWAC selection, earned second team all SWAC honors last year, led Jackson State at the tight end position in receiving yards and touchdown, and is going to be one of the top NFL prospects out of the FCS at the tight end position, man. DJ, appreciate you hopping on the show.
Hey, I'm glad to be on here, man.
Hey, man, hey, it's been definitely been a long time coming, man. We got to go back though. I want to take a few steps back because you are from Ridgeland High School in Ridgeland, Mississippi, man. You're really the hometown kid, just outside of Jackson. Was it always a place that you wanted to play, or if not, what made Jackson State the place for you coming out of high school?
Well, actually, like you said, Ridgeland, it's down the street from Jackson, so it's 20 minutes north. So growing up, my whole family went to Jackson State. So I've been going to the games since I was able to walk. So it kind of was just like a tradition, just growing up. But the funny thing is, I never thought I'd play football. 'Cause I played baseball my whole life. I played football. I started playing my junior year of high school. So when I had got an offer after my senior year, and then they told me I could play football and baseball at Jackson State. So it kind of was it just was like a dream come true for me.
How tough was, I guess, the learning experience where you haven't played football, you jump in kind of late? How long did it really kind of catch you to get your feet underneath you and kind of adjust to, developing your game at the tight end position in just normal football, man, not even the collegiate level?
Yeah, it was kind of tough at first. In high school, it was tough, but it kind of was still, the competition level kind of made it not as tough to learn the basics and stuff like that. But when I got to college, I had to realize like everybody here is good, like for real, for real. So I had to really lock in and practice like stuff in the off season, even days where I'm off, I still had to go to the field and try to just find one thing that I can get better at. If it was footwork, running routes, just catching the ball, whatever I had to do to perfect my craft.
I don't think people realize the fact that you were able to come into football late and earn first team all state honors in the state of Mississippi, where there's a lot of talent in this state that gets overlooked. I mean, I was covering recruiting the other day. I think you guys had like 4 or 5 players in the top 100 in like the class of 24 and 25. So that's just insane, man. So getting into your Jackson State career, you had to go through a coaching change, man. A lot of the guys that everyone loves to see now really kind of came post this coaching change, but you played under Coach Hendricks and you transitioned to Coach Sanders. What was that transition like for you personally in terms of dealing with the coaching change? Because we all know how hard it is on a player building relationships with one staff and then having to do it again with a new one. What was that transition like for you?
Well, the thing is that a lot of people don't know Tony Hughes actually recruited me to Jackson State. So that was my first head coach. But he did get released midway through the season. That's when Coach Hendricks became the interim head coach. But Coach Hendricks, he was my guy. He was already on the staff, so we already had a good relationship. But it definitely was. I'm not gonna say it was difficult, but it was definitely different changing from that first staff to when Coach Sanders came, because they just ran stuff a lot different, and it wasn't like no. We had fun, of course, but it was like when it was time to work, it's time to work. So if you ain't about your work, then they gonna find somebody to replace you. So that was the main thing, just having to be more consistent, having to be more serious. It was like kind of like being a pro. They taught us how to be a pro. So
They definitely did, but you really got to see this program go kind of elevate to new heights. You saw it start out when you got there in 2018, and now you have two SWAC championship rings, have been to the Celebration Bowl in back-to-back years. Being the hometown guy, being a guy in the locker room who has been around the program more so than anyone else there, what did it mean to you to win back-to-back SWAC championships at your home stadium, of course, too, because you guys got to host both those SWAC championships?
Yes, sir. That first SWAC championship, that still feel like a dream to me. That's all I've been wanting to do since I signed to Jack State to win a SWAC championship. And them first couple years, after them first couple years, I'm like, man, might not give me one. Then Coach Sanders came, turned the program around. That first one, it was just like, did it really just happen? Like, it's crazy. And the second one, it was like, everybody was like, yeah, they still got the player, but like, can they do it again? And then I was more involved in like the offense and stuff like that. So that one was special to me too. So yeah, both of these SWAC championships meant a lot to me, but this third one gonna mean the most.
I love it. We already putting up that third one. I talked to Jalen Hughes. He said the same thing. He was like, "Listen, we're getting another one." So,
Yeah, we got
I,
to.
you talked about your, I guess, increase in production this past season. This was really your breakout season, earning all SWAC honors, top 10 returning tight end for the 2023 season. What was different this year for DJ Stevens?
I feel like I just went into the off season with a different mindset. Just like, hey, I'm don't have that many years left. Just gotta show the coaches what I can do. I mean, I knew I was capable, and I just wanted to any opportunity they gave me in the beginning, like in the summer workouts and fall camp and stuff. I just tried to make the most of it, and they slowly. I began to gain the trust from the coaches and Shador and the rest of my teammates. So they started looking for me sometimes to make a play, and just whenever they called my number, I just wanted to come through for my team. So
I think one of the things that I think made your season so special is not just the numbers you put up, but when your moments came. They seem to always come in the most important. That Campbell game, the offense is kind of sputtering. You generate a huge play. The Celebration Bowl was back and forth. I still like we did a film breakdown on the channel of that game. That play design was so beautiful, and I mean you were so wide open
yeah,
when you made your break, man, when you took off and saw that the safety went one way, the linebacker didn't pick you up, what was first going through your mind in that Celebration Bowl when you saw how wide open you were?
just catch the ball. That's the only thing. That's my number one priority every play. If it's a passing play, catch it, and then after that, trying to get in the end zone. But we have
It,
been running that play for at least 4 or 5 weeks. So I was waiting on coach to call. I looked over there, seen him signaling. I was like, man, here we go.
I don't think you could have drawn it up any better than that, man. But when you made your announcement that you were coming back to Jackson State, I wasn't really surprised, man, just because you've been in the program so long. This was a program that I figured, you wanted to play for. But talk to me a little bit about what played into your decision to stay at Jackson State. I know a lot of people were excited because let's just be honest, there was a lot of guys who were looking for other opportunities or just exploring their options. What was it about the program that made you want to stay here for one last season?
Just the family atmosphere, just even the stuff outside of football, campus life, the people at Jack State, the teachers, the administrators, just everybody there just feel like a big family. And just I've been here for 4 or 5 years, so I only got one season left, so I wouldn't even want to waste my last season somewhere else trying to figure stuff out. I'm already at home, so it was a no brainer for me.
I love that answer. I think that I've seen a lot. I'll be honest, man. I've seen a lot of FCS guys 1 year of eligibility left give up a starting role to go somewhere and they don't figure it out, or the coaches weren't 100% honest, man. And I hate that they lose those opportunities. So I love the decision, but Coach TC Taylor, I got to talk to him at the pro day. I was down in Jackson for that Mississippi small school pro day, and just talking to him, I understand why he was the guy because it was my first time ever meeting him in person. And just talking to him, you feel the energy. So, what is it like for you thus far? What is the energy around the program like under head coach TC Taylor?
Well, it's electric. It didn't drop off any when Coach Prime left. So he did a good job of just keeping things going, keeping the train going. And me and TC, we got a pretty good relationship. He was my position coach that 2021 season and that spring season too that year. And he also was on the staff with Coach Hendricks as the quarterbacks coach. So me and him been had pretty good relationship. So this part about the best relationship I ever had with a head coach. So like it's really fun and I can't wait to see what we do this season.
Man, he is. every bit of the leader that everyone has talked him up to be. But your new offensive coordinator, Coach Maurice Harris, let's be honest, going back throughout his career, his offense develops NFL tight ends. I mean, it for years now. So when you look at your game, how excited were you, one, when they made the hire, and then two, throughout spring, do you see yourself taking that next step in this offense at the tight end position?
Yes, sir. Like you said, when they made the hire, I wasn't familiar with the name, so I had to look him up. But once I saw his resume, I was super excited. And like you said, just listening to what the information he been giving me this spring and knowing what he can do for the tight end position in our group, just come in every day and just learning tips and different tricks, stuff like that. Just trying to become a better player and move on to the next level, like you said, like the rest of those tight ends that he coached at Ole Miss and Liberty.
You had the same quarterback for the past 2 seasons, Shador Sanders. He moves on to Colorado. What has it been like, and has it been difficult at all to build chemistry with all the new quarterbacks? You guys got a lot of talented quarterbacks in the room now, but what has it been like, and how have you guys established that chemistry, building that relationship off the field so far?
Well, we still had Grayson Thompson return from last year, so me and him, he been playing with us since the spring of 21. So me and him been had a good chemistry as far as on the field and off the field. And we got three new quarterbacks: Philip from JUCO, and then we got Jason Brown from Virginia Tech. I feel like I gained this spring I got a lot of good reps with them two quarterbacks. And then actually the fourth quarterback we got, a lot of people don't know, me and him went to high school together. We went to Ridgeland. Zod McDonald. Yeah, he transferred from ULL, and me and him, that's who I had like my first breakout season in high school with my senior year with him as my quarterback. So, and we've been going to the field and stuff together and Ridgeland whenever we both at home. So we already have a great relationship with each other.
Yeah, I did make that connection for some reason. I knew he was from Ridgeland, but for some reason I didn't put that together, man. So that's going to be huge. I know you're excited for him to come in and compete for that job, but I want to get back to your game. When I want to take you back to 2018, when your first redshirt season at Jackson State. I want you to compare DJ Stevens in 2018 to the guy I'm talking to now, going into his senior season, going to be a first team all preseason SWAC selection. What has been the biggest development in your game?
Really just having to mature, having to actually sit down and watch film and knowing what I'm watching and knowing what I need to be looking for, knowing like how it's supposed to look. Coach Brewster did a good job of teaching me how to actually watch film like a pro. And now I just feel like I'm prepared, more prepared now than I was in 2018. Just ready to go out here and just show what I can do and get an opportunity at the next level and lead my team to another SWAC championship and a Celebration Bowl victory.
You've achieved all conference now. You're a two-time SWAC champion. You've been to the Celebration Bowl. What are your personal goals going into your final season at Jackson State?
Well, my first personal goal would be a Celebration Bowl victory, no matter what. Like just making sure that happens, going out the right way. And but that's for sure the top priority. And then of course SWAC championship. And then I'd probably say 10 receiving touchdowns, and then just doing what I gotta do in the run game as far as blocking in the box and on the perimeter. Just really just being another dominant player, having another dominant season.
Man, I gotta ask this. I was gonna save it till later, but it's a perfect point for this. What would it mean to you, as the hometown guy, to be the first to be on the team to win the first Celebration Bowl in Jackson State history?
I think that'll be the climax of my career, even if I do go to the next level. I don't think other than the Super Bowl, I don't think no moment will be better than that. Bringing the hometown the first Celebration Bowl victory. We've been trying. We went 2 years already, and then winning it this year. This and Coach TC first year, that'll just be special to the community and the school. Just show everybody like we can still do it. We still everything's still finna keep rolling. So it'll mean a lot to me.
I know the Jackson State fan base, which is one of the best in the FCS, would love to see that, man. But as we shift to the end of the interview, man, some quick hitters for you, just for people to get to know you a bit better. Your welcome to college moment, man. When you just knew that this was different than high school, that everyone had it, man. So what's your welcome to college moment?
I think it was a special teams play like my freshman year. Well, I didn't play my red shirt freshman year, 2018, so it was 2019. I was running down on kickoff and somebody kind of roughed me up a little bit. I was like, man, I was like, they really don't care out here. It was a little different from high school. You know, high school, it wasn't as physical, I say, as the collegiate level. But yeah, that definitely kind of woke me up. My first couple special team reps, my red shirt freshman year.
It's always special teams, man. That's
Yeah.
where a lot of people's welcome to college is. Special teams or like one-on-one drills and like spring practice or something. So
Oh yeah.
I hear that, man. So the tight end position has evolved so much at the next level, man, and we see tight ends becoming more athletic, just more like a wide receiver every day in the NFL. Who is your NFL comp that you feel like your game models the most at the next level?
I try to watch George Kittle and Travis Kelsey, cause I just feel like they're the two best tight ends, and especially Travis Kelsey, like with him and Mahomes and what they do with the Chiefs, I just feel like he take a lot of stress off the receivers too, cause like now you got a lot of people try to not pay attention to the tight end, or they think tight end not gonna go out and catch a route, and tight ends like that prove like that's something else you got to focus on offense too. So it just makes it a lot harder on defense when you have a good tight end like that. So that's really why I try to model my game after those two tight ends.
Listen, I'm a huge Travis Kelsey fan because I watching his film and just watching the games for the Chiefs. It's like he's getting the football. Why are you? How is he so open? Like you have to dedicate to like he gets open regardless of what covers they throw at him, and I just he blows my mind every time I watch him. But trash talking, man. Listen, I'll be honest. Wide receivers, DBs on this show, they have a love hate relationship with how much trash they talk together.
Yeah.
How much trash do you talk on Saturdays, man, in between those white lines?
I would say for me, most of the time, I just try to get my team hype, do whatever I gotta do to get them hype. But I I'm out there. I'm not gonna say a lot unless if somebody does say something to me, then I get to talking back to them. But it's all fun and game. It just make the game a little better, make it a little more fun out there.
I agree. I played O line, and man, when you got the same matchup all game, if you don't aren't
Yeah,
talking, someone's getting beat.
yeah,
That's what that means. So I
yeah.
got to ask because I had Jalen on the show, Jalen Hughes. I've had Isaiah Bolden. I've asked them all this, and they've all given me the same answer. So I got to ask you, who was the biggest trash talker on Jackson State last season?
Oh, I don't know. That one hard right there. Let me see. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think what answer they might have gave you. Uh, Zay, he up there. Zay Bolden.
He said himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say Zay Bolden. Oh, he top three for sure. But if I go with somebody other than Zay, I'll pick somebody from the offense. The biggest trash talk on the offense last year might have been Shador.
Oh,
Shador used to talk a lot of trash out there, but we was backing it up, so it was all fun and games.
that's when the trash talk is the best is when you're talking trash and they can't stop you anyway.
Yeah,
That's the best feeling. But yeah, Zay came on here and said that if anyone came on here and said he wasn't the biggest trash talker, to let them know because they were lying.
yeah. They did talk a lot of trash even in practice, but that just made me go harder, made the rest of us go harder. So I used to appreciate it.
Oh yeah. So man, you don't have to give away all your secrets. So I'm sure there's some swag DBs that would love to know some tips on how to slow you down. But what's the number one mistake a defensive back or linebacker can make against you one on one in coverage?
I'll just say not trying to be physical, just trying to like kind of shadow. Cause I'm gonna try to be physical with you if you're not trying to be physical. And then, but I mean, even if you do try to be physical, I feel like that's when I start trying to finesse and try to make you miss stuff like that. So I just feel like with a tight end, it's always a mismatch no matter who is on us. So
Yeah.
it's really, I just feel like we always, if we do what we supposed to do, we always will be right. unless we get double team, triple team. I haven't seen any of those yet.
They might be coming. If you start putting up big stats, it's always coming, man. So, hey,
Yeah,
that's also a good thing. That shows that the defensive coordinator does not want to see you put up the stats, and they're going to try to force it
yeah.
elsewhere. But you got to give some credit to the other side of the ball, man. Who is the best defensive player you've ever had to go one on one against?
As far as practice, I would say at Jackson State, probably James Houston. Blocking him every day, just and
Mm.
that's kind of when I was still learning a little bit. So that was kind of tough, just having to block him every day, inside run and practice, everything like that. But I mean, not just he was the best, but the whole D line at Jackson State just they really got me better because every day I had to come ready to work, or you're gonna get embarrassed at practice. And as far as opponent, I don't really know their names. I just remember the defensive ends from Campbell. I think
Oh
they're
yeah,
like number 1 and number 9. They,
Brevin Allen and Josh Johnson.
yeah, so them two, they was that whole week just watching film and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
they some dogs for real. Like I got to really come to play this weekend. We had a good game, but it was definitely tough. I had to be locked in the whole game. Couldn't mess up none. They were gonna take advantage of any little slip up. I feel like.
Oh yeah, but hey, shout out to my guy Brevin, man. I got to meet him at Big South Media Day last year. Yeah, I got to watch them. I got to go attend their. I was at their game against Central, and
Okay.
man, they put on a show over there. So I knew, but you guys had a really good game plan. If I remember right, I don't think Brevin had any sacks, and
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
Josh did either. So that was a heck of a gameplay, man. But final question before I let you get out of here: what would it mean to you to be the next Jackson State player to hear his name called in the NFL draft after this season?
That would mean a lot. That's all that's been on my mind lately after the season I just had last year. I was just trying to every day, even like I said in the off season, I feel like that's where you get better. So I'm just trying to work on things that I need to improve on from last year, and just that's the goal. That's another one of my personal goals. I guess I forgot to mention. Definitely want to hear that. That'll be something great to experience, especially experience with my family. They've been there with me since I told them that I wanted to start playing football. So that'll be something definitely fun to experience, and hope I get to experience that one day.
It would also, man, just to put in perspective, people listening, it'd be the third consecutive year a Jackson State player was selected, but it would also probably mean more because you would be the first non-transfer to
Yes,
be
sir.
drafted in those 3 years, man. And James and Isaiah, I know they're gonna go do huge things in the NFL, man, but it would just be even bigger. But man, DJ, I appreciate you so much, man, for this interview. This was a heck of an interview too, so I definitely appreciate that. But it's all about player promotion. It's gonna be a big year for you. So let people know where they can follow you on social media, contact you for NIL and any messages, anything you want to say to the people. This time is yours.
You can contact me. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at DwayneStevens.Jr. That's DWAYNESTEVENS dot Junior. And then Twitter, I think it's right there. It's at DJ Stevens with an extra S at the end. And I'm open to any NIL deal, stuff like that. So you just hit my DM, inbox me, whatever. I'm a cool guy. I talk to anybody. And I'm just excited for this season. I can't wait. Just ready to go out here and compete again.
Oh man, I can't wait. I know I'm going to be at week 0 for you guys against South Carolina State in the Sweat Me Act Challenge, man. I'm looking forward. I'm hopefully going to get back to the Soul Bowl, man. I was down in Alcorn this year. That game, still, I tell people to this day, that was probably the most fun game and just ridiculous game I've ever been to in person.
Oh
It
yeah,
was electric. It was
outside.
cold.
Oh yeah, outside. I was just gonna say outside the weather, everything else was. I love going down to Lorman and playing there. It's
Yes,
always a
an
great
underrated
atmosphere.
environment. I hate
Yeah.
driving to Lorman. I'll throw
Oh
that out
yeah.
there.
That
I
yeah. That drive not nothing nice,
no, definitely not, man.
especially not at nighttime.
Oh man, so just real quick, I had to go up there. I was covering the Stephen F. Austin Alcorn State game last season, first week of the season. It was a 4-hour rain delay. That game didn't end till like 1
Oh
a.m.
yeah,
So I had to drive
I
from
did see
Lorman
that.
to Mobile, Alabama at like 2 a.m. I left campus
Uh,
at 2 a.m. Going through them woods. I made the joke. I was like, I didn't even turn the radio on because I didn't want to wake up anything in the woods. I just needed to get on the like
yeah,
civilization there.
yeah. You just gotta get, like you said, just find your way back to the city from out there,
Yeah.
before you turn that radio on.
Exactly, man. But hey, DJ, I appreciate you so much, man. Guys, make sure to go follow DJ on all social media. Going to be a huge season as he looks to help lead Jack State to their third consecutive SWAC championship and back to the Celebration Bowl. But guys, for DJ, for myself, and for the Blue Bloods, man, we are out for right now.